When you can actually see your profit for the year in dollars and cents, it gets you more in the notion of selling corn, knowing that I can lock in a $50,000 profit or whatever the profit is. You want to lock it in. If I know I can make that much profit in a year, I will be in business next year.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills, this is Brock Shimano. Today is Thursday the 22nd. We had the export sales numbers come out this morning, but before we get to that, let's turn right over to the Fire Tip trading platform and see where we closed off the day. December corn trading down 18 3/4. We had November beans down 17 1/4. We had wheat in Chicago trading down 8 1/4, and Kansas City wheat off 5 1/4 cents here this morning. We did have significant selling here in the grain markets. Brock, was export sales a big contributor?
You know, I don't think it was the biggest contributor to the selling today, but I do think it did get the ball rolling. You know, on export sales, we came in pretty light on new crop corn and soybean sales. 437,000 metric tons for corn. We were kind of expecting about 700 to 850,000 metric tons there. Soybeans, 926,000 metric tons. We were expecting about 1.3 to 1.7 million metric tons there. So we missed the mark on both the new crop sales there. Wheat came right within analyst expectations of 494,000 metric tons. If we take a look at where we are standing for this marketing year, we just have a couple weeks left in this marketing year for 12-13. You can see here on corn, the red line is the seasonal pace to meet the current USDA projections. The blue bars are what we are seeing for weekly totals. You can see we're near the end of the marketing year. We did come up just a little bit short on this week's pace needed to meet the current USDA projections, but on the year we're almost on par with what the USDA is expecting. We're just 1.1 million bushels ahead of pace to meet the current USDA projections. For soybeans, like has been the story for pretty much this whole marketing year, we are ahead of pace to meet the current USDA projections. We did fall a little bit short this week, but for the year we're about 33 million bushels ahead there. So that's pretty positive. We could see some sort of reduction coming up in the September WASDE report, but we'll have to wait for a couple weeks yet to be reported. You know, Cody, that's kind of what got the ball rolling on the selling end of things, but it looks like as we moved into the middle of the session, some technical indicators really pushed us a little bit lower.
Yeah, I think right now this market, you know, has experienced a strong rally, and particularly soybeans. We're at the high side of a trend channel here, and if you see what I'm talking about, we're right around that $13 mark. And there is a trend line up there, and that is offering up a little bit of resistance along with that big whole number of 13. I think that leaves us particularly susceptible to some weather events that have come down the pipe. In the overnight session, we did see some strong rains that came through the eastern part of Nebraska and the western part of Iowa. Some areas received up to 2 inches. And you know, this isn't widespread across the U.S., but this is an area that traditionally has strong production. This is an area that has been experiencing dryness, and so it was very positive when you're looking at the overall crop development. I think that had a negative effect on the trade today. I think that allowed us, as we were in an overbought position and particularly susceptible to some selling, I think that caused us to trigger a little bit selling. I think funds kind of moved out of the market. And I wouldn't be surprised, you know, us being right around that 13 mark, if we can't hold on to that 13 level for soybeans, I think that leaves the door open for any improved weather conditions to actually see a substantial sell-off here for soybeans. You know, if those weather conditions do not improve, I think we'll most likely continue to see consolidation here and then potentially, you know, another leg up. But that, you know, that is all, you know, weather speculation, and unless you have an edge in the weather market, you know, you might want to be considering using some sort of tools here to protect that the profits, or not necessarily the profits, but the price gains that we have seen in soybeans in particular.
Yeah, you know, right, we're going along with what you said, Cody. We did see funds come in and sell quite a few contracts today. We saw them sell about 14,000 corn contracts, about 5,000 soybean contracts. And that's to be expected on any sort of, you know, improving weather thoughts or some areas that are receiving some beneficial rains. You know, and thinking about what we're seeing going on with the Pro Farmer tool, we are seeing a little bit better yields than anticipated for corn. Soybeans has kind of been a mixed bag. So if there is a crop that is going to benefit from some rain right now, I think it's going to be the soybean crop. And if we do get some of those beneficial rains, like you said, I think we're susceptible to the downside.
Yeah, and you know, as for Pro Farmer, we are going to be receiving the overall yield estimates for the U.S. on Friday. So make sure that you stay tuned to GrainTV. We'll have those out by the end of the day on the weekly wrap-up. And that will also be impacting the trade throughout the day. I think part of the anticipation, the expectations for Pro Farmer's release, I think that may have been factored into the price action today. It seems as though they are finding better yields than expected, and that could continue to put downward pressure on these markets. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or give us a call at 877-472-4607 if you have any questions about what we talked about today. Thanks a lot. We'll see you here Friday for the Weekly Wrap.